All right, now we want to bring in Bergen Loeprich. Bergen is a freshman at MSU. Bergen, thank you so much for giving us some of your time tonight. I just want to start asking, how are you doing tonight?
We're hanging in there. It's a struggle for all of us, but we're doing good. As good as we could be doing right now.
All right, well, we're certainly glad to hear that. So Bergen, you got this alert on your phone. Kind of walk us through where you were at and kind of what happened next.
So we had just gotten done with an intramural basketball game and we got the email. And so we kind of rushed back to our dorm, locked our dorm, closed the windows, and all of that. And then we just kind of sat on the floor for about 4 hours listening to the police scanner, just checking up with our friends and family and all those affected.
So Bergen, you're a freshman there, so I'm assuming you're about 18, 19. So,
Yeah.
sadly, I know this means that you've probably gone through these type of active shooter drills since you've been in school. I mean, I'm assuming it's always been a reality for you.
Yes, all throughout high school, we'd have active shooter drills, and we'd have to have lockdown drills and turn off the lights, lock the door. And it was just kind of like it prepared us well, but it was still tough to go through. It still felt like, wow, this is real now
And that's what I
compared
want to
to.
talk about. Yeah, what was it like? You go through the drills, but that's exactly it. They're drills, but what was going through your mind knowing this is real?
We were all just like speechless. We were texting in our group chats, like texting everyone we knew just to be sure that they're okay and everything is all good there. I know some of my friends were being escorted like through fields, and it was just like it felt weird that there's actually a shooter up there like trying to kill us.
So, what was it like as each hour continued to pass, as you kind of just had to wait, and obviously put your trust in authorities and campus police and local police? What was that like as each hour kind of ticked by there?
It was just kind of scary because there were a lot of false reports. So we didn't exactly know how many shooters there were, where the shooters were. We were just kind of unsure at the moment. And like there were so many people saying that the shooter was like, oh, they're in Bryan Hall right now, which is where I live, or they're at Hubbard right now, which is across the whole neighborhood. So it was a really like confusing time.
And Bergen, as Evan, we just heard from Evan in his report, there are a lot of students were using some of those police scanner apps. Were you or any of your friends there tr listening in kind of in real time as this was all unfolding to any of the scanners?
Yes, I know me and my roommate, we were on our dorm floor for about 4 hours listening to the police scanner. I know all my friends on campus were. I even had friends off campus that go to like other schools. They were listening in, just making sure everything was okay. But it was just a scary time because there were a lot of unsure moments in that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Terrifying time. Bergen, I know MSU is a huge campus. I know there are thousands of students who go there. But of these victims, we know sadly 3 students killed, 5 right now are injured. Do you happen to know any of these victims?
I do not. I feel for every single one of them and their families, though.
Absolutely. And we spoke with a grad student last hour, and I talked to him about whether or not he feels comfortable returning to campus, because I think right now it's a little too early to even ask about safety if you feel safe. But how do you plan to proceed? Are you going to be okay once classes are in session again?
I think it'll be a long, slow process that we're all going to need to be there for each other. And I think we can come together and do it, but it definitely will take some time. I think I'm sure the university will take some safety precautions and add some security kind of things, but yes, we will be able to get through it.
And before we let you go, Bergen, I know you said as you were as you were in lockdown, you were on the phone with family and friends. What were they saying? Because that has to be just as terrifying for them, not being able to have any control over the situation.
When I woke up this morning, I probably had 35 texts just from family and friends asking like, "Hey, how are you doing? Is everything okay? I'm glad you're okay." And last night, they were all just texts of people listening to the police scanner and like, oh, they're in Bryan Hall right now. I know that's where you live. Stay safe. It was just that kind of thing, just everyone checking up on each other, which is good.
Absolutely. Bergen, thank you so much for your time tonight. You have an entire nation, rooting for you, for the school. We absolutely wish you the very best as you process. Thank you, Bergen.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.